Good morning. Last night we got rained out from what we were working on, but luckily I stayed working in the rain for most of it. I just didn't get up above compacted. You can see the line where I stopped. I was able to get this side of the slab done, the front, and this side of the slab done. And then we got almost an inch of rain overnight, and you can see all the water's been running this way and out. But I do got to make a little drain line going down and out so we don't have standing water. But first, we got to keep working on the slab. We have our concrete ordered, and that's coming in a couple of days. So we need to get all of the rebar laid and tied. And then I also need to make like a temporary manifold station for our PEX. So that way all of our PEX is up, out of the way. I'm gonna put some 90s in there. And then that way it comes out of the concrete nice. We don't gotta worry about kinking anything. And that'll be the position that they stay. And then we'll just have like a bracket that we're gonna make. I'll use some rebar and we'll cut those off after. So those will be up. And then once all the walls are up, they'll be right tight up against the wall. And we can run all of our manifolds for running the water and the heat plumbing into the slab. On the positive side, rain's kind of a good thing because it shows you where all your low spots are and how you need to fix your draining. So this is flooding still a little bit, but not too bad considering all the rain we got. All over here is looking good. We fixed that corner, so all of the drainage from the building is going to be draining away, which is what we want. See how murky it is. It's not too bad. It's slimy, but not terrible. I need to get 2 4-foot pieces cut for our uprights. It is pretty slimy. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna rig up a 2x6 and some rebar to hold all of our PEX up and out of the concrete. We have some 3/4 inch sweep 90 conduit. We'll use these so we make sure we don't bend our PEX. But I gotta get this dug out first. Perfect. Let's get this mess looking better. So we're gonna want to come in at least 8 inches. Okay, so like that. This one is the front. Something like that, okay. And then this goes with it. So I want to keep both the return and the supply next to each other for the same run. So this one's going to go like this. Cut it a little long for now. And I'm not saying this is the way that it has to be done or this is the right way to do it. This is the way we did it on the harvest house and it has been working awesome. So that's why we're doing it again this way. This one to come under like so. Let's do these two next. get the board built next, and we'll get that all in place, and then we'll get these all secured on that. All right, if we did this right, this should all line up. All right, let's see how that works. That is right on the money. I like that. So the nice part is once this is all done and the slab's poured, I can just cut this flush to the slab, and then the rebar will be out of our way. It won't do any damage. And the wall is basically going to come out right to where these are. Actually, we'll have to cut these off. Once we have the inside wall sheathed, this will be hidden, and then the back of these will almost be touching the wall, is what we're looking for. So that way when we have our manifold mounted on the wall, that these pipes line up right nice and neat to it, and then we can move them around, have a little bit of flex. So yeah, gets exciting, this part. Man, it is getting dark. Gets exciting, but there's a lot of moving parts and pieces at this stage. So that we actually want to have these pretty tight. Okay, so let's that's pretty good. I mean, if I do say so myself. Yeah, it looks like the rain's on its way back. I hope it holds off for a bit. All right, I want to try to keep these in a nice straight line. So hopefully we can do that with a piece of rebar and some zip ties. I'm happy with that. I got a piece of rebar in the back and all zip tied to it, and it'll keep it nice and straight. We can try to push it that way when we're doing it during the day, but that looks nice. I'm gonna fix those zip ties that are sticking up, and I'm gonna put a few more in on a couple other pieces of PEX. So that way we don't gotta worry about the PEX moving while we're in there working, but that came out nice. I'll get the tops of those straightened out, make them look a little nicer. But all in all, I'm happy with that. All right, we got a couple of short little rolls of 1/2-inch PEX left over that we'll save. This PEX can stay exposed to UV light only for 30 days. So this will be getting concreted in a few days, so I'm not worried about that. And then I'll probably put a trash bag over the PEX that's sticking up out of the ground. While we're building the structure, it might take a little over 30 days, but not much. Yep, I'd say we're getting some rain. I'm glad we got done when we got done. Hopefully in the morning, the rain's gone. I'll see you guys then. That rain came down hard last night. This green bucket right here is rainwater just from yesterday. Let's see how much we got. 2.5 inches. 2 3/4 on that side and 2 1/4 there. So we'll call it 2.5. That was just yesterday after morning chores. No, that was just yesterday after afternoon chores, because I used that bucket to water the egg layers. And that's what I'm going to do with it this morning. So 2.5 inches from 4 o'clock on yesterday afternoon. That is a lot of rain. Whew. We gotta get over to the work site and get more work done. Hopefully it didn't wash away. I think we're good. Luckily, we're at a stage where we're at and we got everything nice and high and dry.
Well, I bet you guys didn't know we were building a pond over here. It's a nice little area. We should put some koi fish and stuff in there.
The bank got washed out pretty good with all the rain. And then over here, we got some decent little ruts. But luckily, all the water is running away from the building. So that means our work site will be dry. It seems like every time we get an area ready to get seeded, it gets washed out and rutted up. So that is the worst part. We do have hay to put down. We just haven't had time to do that yet. And now we have ruts to deal with. And we'll probably get more before we get that all covered. But today we're going to work on getting the rebar put down and tied. But this all looks good, so I'm happy.
All dry, yeah, that looks so good.
That's nice and dry. No puddles. I mean, it's all high and dry. Let's check this other side.
Doesn't look too bad over here. The other day, Al walked in the house and he was just soaking from head to toe. You can see his shirt pulling down because it was so wet, and you could see his tan line. He was just drenched. But sometimes that feels good on a nice warm day.
Right. It would have been even worse yesterday.
All we need to do is get our rebar all set and everything, and we're ready for concrete. And then once concrete, I mean, stuff starts happening.
Right. Concrete's ordered. We're going to have the concrete here in a few days, and we're going to be ready for them. They're not going to be waiting for us. We'll be waiting for them, which is what I'd rather have. So that is perfect. I'm really liking how that radiant PEX coming out over there came out, that manifold. Now we get to get dirty. Our hands are gonna be black by the end of this. All right, we're gonna go do a 2-foot square pattern with the rebar. So we're gonna go every 2 feet this way, then every 2 feet that way, and then we'll come back and we'll put more rebar in the footings. But we gotta get the first main part done, and then we can do that. And then there's another step, but we'll show you that when we get there. All right, I had to break down and get my sunglasses. You want yours?
Yeah. It makes you dizzy because it's bright.
It does. It messes with your eyeballs.
I don't know if it's going to help out. Ready for the next step?
All right, so we got the first set of rebar going 2 feet like this. Now we got to go on top and do every 2 feet this way. And then we'll do the edges. This starts to get really busy to look at. We got the grid pattern from the Crete heat, and then we got the lines of the PEX. And now we got the rebar going this way, and then we're gonna have rebar going this way. And once we start tying it off, I think our eyes are really gonna get crossed.
2 in, right? Yeah, right there.
And then for our footings, we want to put 2 in like 6 inches apart from each other. So concrete's really good with compression strength. Like this way, it stays good together. But if you go to like pull it this way, it breaks. And that's what rebar does. Or if you put wire mesh, whatever you do, that holds the concrete from shifting and doing this. So if it splits, if it gets a crack, it's not gonna fall apart. It's gonna be on the rebar, so it can't go like this. So even if it gets a crack, it's not gonna go anywhere. I'm pretty sweaty.
Well, I'm like, I'm not gonna wear shorts because I'll probably be cold.
Well, this rain's good for something.
Outdoor sink.
You ready for the fun part?
Oh, I think I have some errands to do, so.
So we have 1 drill and 1 hand.
I'll do the hand one.
We'll do the hand one? Okay.
I'm sure that you're sad about that.
Either way, we can switch. So we got some left over from when we did the house. We got another 100 pack in there from when we did the house. And then we got 1,000 pack. Not sure how many we're gonna need, but it's gonna be quite a few. This makes me think of like a machine gun roll of ammo. Or if you were a kid, you'd be all excited if there were a big roll of caps for your cap gun. Remember those?
Nope.
You never had cap guns?
Nope.
Oh, we used to love getting cap guns. We'd go to the grocery store with my mom, and we'd try to get one every time. Usually wouldn't work out that way. All right, let's see if we can remember how to do this. It's only been 2 years. You ready for all this fun?
I told you I think I have errands to do. I gotta go.
After. We gotta do this first.
Good?
Perfect. So you know what you're doing. You're a pro. I got some errands to run. I'll see you later.
I don't think so.
Come on, come on, come on.
It's like latch hook. You remember that?
Nope. So you're saying you're good at latch hook?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting I need to clean the Heatmaster outdoor wood boiler, and the fire has gone out, so it's easy to clean right now. Let me show you. Down below here is full with quite a bit of ash. That is the reburn chamber. So it's getting filled up with ash, which it's supposed to, but once you get so much ash in there, it's not efficient, and that's plugged up about halfway. So it's not being able to reburn the gas. So it's almost acting just like a regular outdoor wood boiler and just burning the wood for heat, and we're losing all of that extra wood gasification, and it's just burning a lot more wood than it normally does. If I get that cleaned out, we'll be a lot more efficient with our firewood for heating our hot water, and we'll be using a lot less wood. So yeah, we're gonna do that right now. It's not a hard job at all to do. You just got to do it very little. That I always forget about it. This will be the second time I've had to clean it, and we put about almost 6 cords of wood through it. So I don't think that's bad. I cleaned it once out during the winter, and then once now. Also comes with a cleaning tool, so we can get in behind everything and pull all the ash up and out. Pretty simple to clean. Turn it back on. It's doing its little thing. Alright, so we gotta hit cold start, and then we'll restart it now, and it'll be good. We've been moving Azalea and Cookie onto fresh pasture every couple of days. It depends on how fast they eat down an area or trample it. And then I go behind and I mow it. They ate down a lot. There's some of the tallest stuff that was really seedy. They didn't eat, but they trampled it and lied on it, so they weren't going to eat it anyways. And with all that rain we've been getting, I haven't had a chance to mow this one spot. So I need to get this mowed, so that way it'll start growing back with delicious forage for them that they'll want to eat again. So we gotta get all the big stuff knocked down. We mowed that probably 5 days ago now, and that's already starting to grow back up across the street here. They've been over here and over there, and that was all mowed down, and that's almost ready for them to go back out on. So we're gonna get this area done, and then I'll be able to move over there again at some point. There is always something to do on the homestead, and when you add building projects like that on top of it, you got to make time to do all the other stuff that needs to get done still. So well, that's at a good stopping point for the day. I need to get a lot of these oddball projects done. It's kind of wild how many days that little area kept them fed. I think we had them out there 5 days, and there was still a lot of forage to mow over that they wouldn't eat. These fields aren't awesomely fertilized yet with like composted stuff and manure, so we are getting there, and by having the cows out on pasture, they're going to be fertilizing it, and then I get to mow what they don't eat, and that's going to decompose and add more nutrient density to the pastures. So over the years, these are going to get better. Once we start running more animals on the pastures behind the cows, eating the stuff that the cows don't eat, I won't have to mow as much. But for now, we need to do what we need to do. It's just wild that I'll be able to get all that feed for free off of that. And then we get the milk in return. So cows are great to have on the homestead. Well, I can say I've never done that before. I'll put a rock through the window. So we're gonna need a new door. I gotta clean that glass up.